Never reheat these for foods, a hidden cancer risk every adult over 50 should know. There are certain habits that seem harmless things done every day without a second thought. Reheating food is one of them. But for people over 50, the body becomes more sensitive, digestion slows down, and the risk of hidden toxins quietly increases. Some foods, when reheated, don't just lose nutrients. They can actually turn harmful. What feels like convenience today could slowly affect long-term health in ways that are not immediately visible. This is not about fear, it's about awareness. Knowing which foods to avoid reheating could protect the body, support healthy aging, and reduce risks that no one wants to face later in life. If staying healthy after 50 truly matters, take a moment to support this channel. Subscribe for simple, life-saving health tips like this video so more people can learn, and share your thoughts in the comments. Small actions today can protect your health for years to come. Rice becomes unsafe when it is cooked and then left at room temperature for too long. This common habit allows bacteria, such as Bacillus cereus, to grow and produce toxins that are not easily destroyed by reheating. Some doctors warn that even if rice looks and smells normal after reheating, the toxins may still be present. For adults over 50, the digestive system becomes more sensitive, and the body may not respond as quickly to foodborne bacteria. This can lead to symptoms like nausea, stomach discomfort, or diarrhea, which can be more serious in older age. Health experts explain that the problem does not come from rice itself, but from how it is stored after cooking. When cooked rice is left out for more than 1 or 2 hours, the risk of bacterial growth increases significantly. Reheating may kill some bacteria, but it does not remove the toxins they leave behind. Over time, repeated exposure to such toxins may place stress on the digestive system and overall health. Some research suggests that food poisoning from improperly stored rice is more common than many people realize. Doctors often advise that rice should be cooled quickly after cooking and stored in the refrigerator if it is not eaten right away. However, once rice has been left out for too long, reheating it cannot fully make it safe again. For those over 50, the impact can be more noticeable because the body processes toxins more slowly. Even mild contamination can lead to fatigue, dehydration, and weakness, which may take longer to recover from. Paying attention to how rice is handled after cooking becomes especially important with age. Avoiding reheated rice that has not been stored properly can reduce unnecessary risks and support better digestive health. Safe habits recommended by health professionals include placing freshly cooked rice into shallow containers so it cools faster and refrigerating it within a short time. When reheating is necessary, it should be done only once, and the rice should be heated thoroughly until it is steaming hot. Even then, experts suggest caution, especially for seniors with weaker immunity or existing digestive concerns. Being mindful of these small details can make a meaningful difference in protecting health over time. Choosing freshly prepared rice instead of reheated leftovers whenever possible is a simple step that helps lower exposure to harmful substances and supports safer eating habits. As the body ages, chicken can become harder to digest when it is reheated after cooking, especially if it has been stored for several hours or reheated more than once. The protein structure in chicken changes when exposed to repeated heating, and some doctors explain that this altered structure may not break down as easily in the digestive system. For adults over 50, digestion naturally slows down, and the stomach may produce fewer enzymes needed to process protein efficiently. This can lead to discomfort, such as bloating, heaviness, or a feeling of fullness that lasts longer than usual. Health experts often point out that reheated chicken is not necessarily dangerous in every case, but the way it is handled makes a significant difference. When chicken is cooled slowly or kept at room temperature for too long, bacteria can begin to grow. Reheating may remove some of these bacteria, but it does not always restore the food to its original quality. Some research suggests that repeated heating can also reduce the nutritional value of protein-rich foods, making them less beneficial over time. For people over 50, maintaining proper nutrient absorption becomes more important with age. If the body struggles to digest altered proteins, it may not fully absorb the nutrients needed for muscle strength, energy, and overall health. This can gradually contribute to weakness or fatigue, especially when such habits are repeated regularly. Doctors often advise that protein sources should be consumed fresh whenever possible to support better digestion and nutrient balance. Another Concern is that reheated chicken can become dry and tougher in texture, which may make it harder to chew and swallow comfortably. This is particularly relevant for older adults who may already face dental or swallowing challenges. When food becomes difficult to eat, it can reduce overall appetite and lead to smaller, less satisfying meals. Medical professionals generally recommend reheating chicken only once and ensuring it is heated thoroughly to reduce potential risks. Even then, caution is advised, especially for those with sensitive digestion or existing health conditions. Choosing freshly prepared chicken instead of repeatedly reheated portions can help support smoother digestion and better overall well-being. Simple changes in how food is handled can play an important role in protecting health as the body continues to age. Spinach can become potentially harmful when it is reheated after cooking, especially because of the natural compounds it contains. Spinach is rich in nitrates, which are generally safe when consumed fresh. However, some doctors warn that when spinach is reheated, these nitrates can convert into nitrites and other compounds that may not be as safe for the body. In certain conditions, these substances can interfere with how oxygen is carried in the blood, which may be more concerning for adults over 50 whose bodies already process nutrients more slowly. Health experts explain that the risk is not immediate in small amounts, but repeated exposure over time may place added stress on the body. As people age, the ability to detoxify and manage chemical changes in food becomes less efficient. This means that substances formed during reheating may remain in the system longer, potentially affecting overall health. Some research also suggests that reheating leafy vegetables like spinach multiple times increases the likelihood of these chemical changes, especially if the food is stored improperly before reheating. Another concern is that reheated spinach can lose much of its original nutritional value. Vitamins, such as vitamin C and certain antioxidants, are sensitive to heat and can break down during repeated warming. For older adults who rely on nutrient-dense foods to maintain strength and immunity, this loss can reduce the overall benefit of including spinach in the diet. Doctors often emphasize that getting the full nutritional value from food becomes increasingly important with age. Texture and taste also change when spinach is reheated, often becoming overly soft or slightly bitter. This can make it less appealing to eat, especially for those who already experience reduced appetite. When meals become less enjoyable, it may lead to reduced food intake, which can impact energy levels and overall well-being. Medical professionals generally advise consuming spinach fresh or immediately after cooking, rather than reheating it later. If it must be stored, it should be kept properly refrigerated and reheated only once, with caution. For individuals over 50, being mindful of how spinach is prepared and consumed can help reduce unnecessary risks. Choosing freshly cooked spinach instead of reheated portions supports better nutrient intake and helps maintain safer eating habits. As the body continues to age, potatoes can become unsafe when they are cooked and then left to cool at room temperature for extended periods before being reheated. This environment allows certain bacteria, including Clostridium botulinum in rare cases, to grow and produce toxins that are not always destroyed by reheating. Some doctors warn that even if reheated potatoes appear normal in taste and smell, they may still carry these harmful substances. For adults over 50, the body's natural defenses against foodborne toxins are often weaker, making it harder to handle even mild contamination. Health experts explain that the risk is closely linked to how potatoes are stored after cooking. When they are wrapped tightly, stored in warm conditions, or left out too long, the chances of bacterial growth increase. Reheating may kill some bacteria, but toxins produced earlier can remain active. Studies on food safety have shown that improper storage of cooked potatoes is a known cause of foodborne illness, even though it is often overlooked in daily habits. For seniors, these risks can have a greater impact on overall health. Digestive systems tend to slow down with age, and the balance of gut bacteria becomes more delicate. Consuming contaminated food, even in small amounts, can disrupt this balance and lead to symptoms like stomach pain, nausea, or weakness. Recovery may also take longer, placing additional strain on the body. Another concern is that reheated potatoes can lose both texture and nutritional quality. They may become dry, dense, or less palatable, making them harder to eat comfortably. When food becomes less enjoyable, it can reduce appetite, which is already a concern for many older adults. Maintaining consistent and nourishing meals is important. and poorly reheated food can interfere with that goal. Medical professionals generally recommend that cooked potatoes be cooled quickly and stored properly in the refrigerator if they are not eaten right away. Reheating should be done only once and with care, ensuring the food is heated thoroughly. However, if potatoes have been left out too long, reheating cannot fully restore their safety. For individuals over 50, being mindful of these details can help prevent unnecessary health risks. Choosing freshly prepared potatoes instead of relying on reheated leftovers supports better digestion and reduces exposure to harmful bacteria over time. Thank you for spending these few minutes here. Growing older does not mean giving up strength or comfort. With the right foods and small daily choices, the body can continue to support you well. This channel is here to share simple, research-based guidance that helps people over 50 stay steady, active, and confident. Take care of yourself, listen to your body, and join us again for the next video.